How you guys doing today? Welcome back. Today is January 30th, 2022. Friday was a good day. In the words of Ice Cube, hey, today was a good day. So that's really good. We got some longs, got some shorts. Let's talk about them. If you are new, my name is Evan. This is Buy the Bulls, the only stock trading financial YouTube that encourages you to take your stock trading just by the Bulls. Snap, let's get it. If you are new, I encourage you to watch my 25 part class for free. It's on my YouTube channel. It's hard to miss. It's like the biggest thing on there. A lot of views, it has like 40,000 views combined or whatever. Go check it out. I'd appreciate it. You learn a lot. It's a mutually beneficial situation. Secondly, if you want to try the trial, one more day, it's available. I'm not going to push it. A lot of folks, like 300 folks joined, came and went, yada, yada, yada. Not 300, 150. But we have 300 folks on the website that's being developed. That's pretty cool too. Check it out in the description box down below. Check out the Patreon. Check it all out. I'd encourage you to do so. If you do, great. If not, great. You want to just be on here with me on YouTube, also fine as well. Thanks for being here so much. When it comes to being a new trader, we're going to be discussing here mainly technical analysis. We have supports, resistances, trend lines, patterns, EMA lines, volume profile, RSI, stochastic, the vortex indicator, and the 10th thing being love. That's what we do here. We're a big old family. Welcome to the family. On the screen, you should have seen my charting. That'll help you with what we're talking about today as well. With that being said, the macro indexes, if tomorrow's green, like a good green day, we should retake the S&P's 200 EMA line. If we do that, great sign. If we don't, we continue to go short. I have a mix of longs and shorts, 2 shorts, 6 longs today. I want to discuss them quickly. All great watch list items. It's imperative though that tomorrow and this week and just in general with this channel, you have to make sure you do the extra due diligence and you have to make sure that you check macro markets, have your own goal setting ideas, have your own time frames picked, all these kinds of things. I'm here to help you. I'd love to help you, but I think it comes down to you trying your own thing and getting better 1% every single day. This is the only channel that started out of COVID to help folks, and here we are still helping people. With that being said, 8 great picks. Let's get into them. So first is ACCO. We've called them multiple times, especially when it goes to meet the volume profile line. It's been like 4 or 5 times we called it, and every single time it's printed 5, 6, 7, 8 easy %. And once again, we're right in this range again. Anything below $8 to me is a fantastic deal. It has pretty good reversal times. I mean, it breaks it here, takes about 9 days, breaks it here, takes about 2 days, breaks it here, takes about 16 days, breaks it here, takes about 19 days, and we've been here for about 6-7 days with a break already above it, so we may be resetting that timer. So not rushing in here, but anywhere below $18 for ACCO to me, technically speaking, is a fantastic value. These are the volume profile lines. Anything above it is going to get volatile. Anything below it's going to be volatile, and within structure, it's a really good support. We can see right here, it's getting a bit volatile. The POC is going to be our point of control. That's gravitational. We're risking here 2, maybe 3% at most. Just to hit, that's almost a 2-to-1 play. A good move will probably be around this area is 3-to-1. A really good move is 4-to-1, and a great one's almost 6-to-1 here. Overall, I chose these stocks, including ACCO, because of the risk versus reward. This clearly has that. When it comes to this kind of market choppiness, holding 2-3 days at most usually, it's good to have a good risk versus reward. We have that. Overall, technically speaking, we don't have any trend lines up, but we do have a fantastic horizontal pattern here. Super simple, low risk, high reward, fairly idiot proof. I love what I see. Let's check the indicators together. What's so cool about this channel, besides me, new kid, is that ACCO and every stock we're going to talk about has indicators that show 4 things and 4 things only. We call it the MTVV system. Momentum, trend, volume, and volatility. It shows those 4 things. Now, beginners rely very heavily on the MTVVs of a stock as their main plan and their main charting. As you'll find out here, the technical analysis is the cake. Num, 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 num. And the indicators are just the icing. Go down the cake and, ooh, pretty tasty, right? So the indicators can help us plan a trade and trade that plan. They can help us show trend. They help us do our whole planning area. It can help us do all these kinds of great things with goal setting and time frame holding. But as always, technical analysis is key, with the indicators being secondary. If you are new to trading, you'll see live what a veteran sees, but we don't rely on these. This helps show us some light. Let's check it out together. So ACCO, a 10 cross down below the volume profile line is pretty good. You cross it, it takes off. Get down here, it crosses it, eventually takes off. You get down here, it crosses it, takes off. Gets down here, crosses and takes off. So again, you could probably wait for it, 1.5% if you wanted to. I'm not against it, make sure you have risk management built in. And then 2, make sure the candle holds above it. If you have a candle that wicks, it doesn't count. But if a candle looks like this tomorrow, well, it'll be green. But it holds like this tomorrow, and then you have another candle like this, that counts, right? So you gotta make sure that whatever you do, the candlestick holds. If it's like this and doesn't hold, wicks down, it doesn't count. 10 cross is fine. We also have value. I see that we have value, right? Because there's 2 ways of entering a stock. Value, which is if price is low, or momentum when it crosses that EMA line. You have both as an option, but you also have the value investment because you can see, again, TA shows it, it's really low. RSI is at 39. Anything below 45 is usually a good deal, but underneath 30 is fantastic. But this is a good deal. Stochastic is low, negative 45. It's finding a bottom here, right? You can consider this a bullish divergence as well. You very well could, because this is 3 flat bottoms. That's 0 right there. But from here over, it's lower lows, right? That doesn't match up. That in itself is a bullish divergence. Bulls are lower than bears. ACCO is a great value investment. If you want some more form of confirmation, which in this market, hey, I'm not against. If that's the case, you can wait for that to cross over tomorrow, but ACCO overall looks fantastic. I'd watch list it. I do love what I see. Next is AGI, a great wedge down. Now again, it's not perfect. Some stocks are not like me because I'm perfect, but it's very close, right? You have a really good one. This is a gap, so we kind of went through that. That's fine. But great lower highs and great lower lows, but they're very, very consistent. This support, as we can see historically, right, since it dropped down in this range, has always been a very pinnacle spot for this kind of stock, right? Head and shoulders formed off it, resistance, support. It's a really good looking support area. It's showing life. It's low risk. Again, you can risk here 2, maybe 3% at most, to hopefully see tomorrow a 3-to-1 hit the resistance. A good move is almost 4-to-1. This has pretty good reversal times as well. It gets low, reverses quickly. Gets low, reverses quickly. Same here, same here, same here. POC is gravitational. It's going to be volatile here. It's really good setup. I love what I see. Would I like to see a higher high eventually or a higher low? Sure. But for a wedge play, if you love downward wedge plays and you think this was going to hold and it's a gold company, it should be fantastic. Let's check the indicators together. We can see a 10 cross once again is viable, right? Up 1% and it holds, you're good to go. Is it consistent? Sure. Crosses the 10, good to go. Crosses the 10, good to go. 10, good to go, good to go, good to go, good to go. So we want to wait for that. Fantastic. We also have a good value. So again, this is a great play. You have momentum investment or trading over 680 or so. And you also have a good value investment you can choose. Value is good because RSI underneath 40 again. That's good. Stochastic is low. I don't see a divergence. It all checks out pretty well here, right? But negative 40, and now it's the blue crosses the red. That's a sign of momentum there. That's great. Bulls are low, bears are high. It's a good value choice here. If it does drop 3% more and holds some of those indicators, it's an even better one. But if you want to have that sign of confirmation, crosses the 10 and it holds, put a stop loss meet the 10, you now manage risk and you have a confirmation of a short-term reversal trend. So AGI, I love what I see. I'd watch this week. Next is CNP. It's our first short of the week, and you're thinking, well, it has a great trend line. Why you want to short it? It's a wedge up, right? When a wedge up happens, I'm going to try and do this with my hands with the camera. Wrong way. When it does this, and you have the trend line and the resistance trend line not going together like a channel up like this, it means eventually it's going to go up and it's going to usually break down. So that's why wedge downs work while AGI is opposite. Those break up. CNP is a wedge up. It's probably going to break down eventually. What's also nice is that the volume profile on $28 is being a very strong resistance. A traditional resistance is here, and the resistance trend line's up here. We can see it already gapped up. And let me tell you something about gaps real quick. Gentlemen. Gaps like to be filled when it comes to stock trading. You know what I mean? So CNP here, when it comes to gaps, it almost always fills them on every time frame. Gap gets filled. Come over here. Let's see the number of gaps over here. That was the one I really saw off the top of my head. But this gap here gets filled, right? This gap here gets filled. This gap, I didn't call the gap. You get what I mean though. Every time it causes a gap, eventually they're going to get filled. If tomorrow's green, let's say tomorrow's green and it goes up like this is a fat old gap that's going to want to be filled. Again, risk-wise, let's say it starts here tomorrow, 3% at most. Just to break down, this pattern is almost 2-to-1. CNP, I love what I see. Energy is falling off a cliff right now, and this should follow suit as well. CNP, love what I see for a short, in my own opinion. Let's check the indicators here. A 10 cross under is usually a good sign of at least breaking even or getting 1 or 2% pretty quickly. And again, this market, you want to hold at most, usually 2 to 3 days. If this does break beneath that, we're good to go. Otherwise, let it run its course. let the 10 catch up, and then you can wait for a cross under. Here, I'd go for a value short, which means the TA shows that's a good short based off value. RSI is at 59. It doesn't get much higher than this. Stochastics above 40. Doesn't get much higher than this as well. Do I see any divergences? Not really. I mean, you could definitely like try and finagle some. I'm not going to try and do that. It's fine. And then bulls are high, where they always reverse at. Bears are low, where they reverse at. CNP for a wedge up. Again, this could break upwards, but statistically speaking, more times than not, these do break down. CNP overall, low risk, high reward short. If you're against energy or just the market in general, I would check it out for sure. Next is DDT, our second and last short of the day, which is another energy stock. Again, if I go to XLE real quick, off the cuffy cuff, we can see it's hitting a very strong resistance, right? A lower high has been formed. We'll see what it does, but you can see in the grand scheme of things, with energy, it wants to load, which it may not. Energy is really hitting a wall, and it always usually comes down. This here also in itself is a wedge up that broke out. We'll see what it's doing. But DTE here is a very easy short, in my opinion, right? Lower highs across the board, they're being respected. Resistance is here, that's traditional. Sure, you may see it get to 121, 128, 121.80 or 122. But again, risking 1.5, maybe 2%. A full move down here is easily a 4-to-1 play just to hit support. POC's gravitational wants to pull us lower. No volume up here. A very easy short. Would I go long eventually? Well, sure. I think that if you want to buy in towards like 112, 111 at this point where it dropped down is a great choice. But up here, easy short in my opinion. Let's check out the indicators. A 10 cross under. Usually is your first sign of it breaking down, especially up here and especially under the 50 EMA line. See how the 50 is a great resistance? Would I wait for that? No, it's like 2%, and that's going to be about 1/3 of our profits I want to take. So I wouldn't take that now, but let's say it does go green tomorrow and see how it kind of consolidates at the top here. If it goes green tomorrow and it kind of consolidates sideways, and this 50 gets to kind of catch up, then it's going to be a great play. Otherwise, I'd short off of the value that we see or the lack thereof. What I'm talking about is the RSI is high, the stochastic is high, the bulls and bears are tied, which means that we're kind of going sideways here, which makes sense, we kind of are. But DTE here, given the sector, given the market, if you are bearish, it's a very good one to watch tomorrow. DTE, I think it's going to break down. I love what I see. I'll definitely watch list it. Next is GCI, another very easy support play. Could you come over here and kind of finagle a trend line from this spot? You very well could, but I only see one hit and maybe two hits. I don't see any three good long hits at all without me kind of cheating here. It's a simple support play, just like ACCO is, just like many of these plays beneath it are, because the market broke down. It's what we're kind of dealing with here. It's a very nice POC pulling us higher, a very nice traditional support, and a very good risk versus reward. Risking 3, maybe 4% at most. And then we can see clearly a nice move is almost 5-to-1. Then we have one that's maybe closer to about, 6-to-1, 7-to-1, and a full move closer to 10-to-1. Low risk, high reward. It's closer to being a penny stock, so it's going to get volatile. But again, if you believe in the market, great support for Gannett Co. here. I love what I see. Let's check our indicators. Again, very simple play. Just like I've been talking about, you have value maybe at 460, right? But right here tomorrow, let's just say tomorrow it goes green. This is the candle I'm talking about, and it does this. And it holds. Again, it's red. I'll make it green for y'all who are like, but Evan, let's say it does this tomorrow and it holds. You can then take and put a stop loss probably closer like this area. Again, it's just me speculating. And you can risk about 3%, 4% again and be just fine. Overall, 10 crosses here or a bit lower, the value is here. RSI, it's low. Stochastic, it's low. Is that a bullish divergence? I do spot my little eye. It very much is. You can see here and down to here and up. That is a bullish divergence. And then bulls, oh geez. Bulls are low, bears are high on the vortex. Great value purchase, but again, even with a momentum purchase here, if tomorrow's green, you love to see it. The 200 EMA line crosses over in the S&P. This continues up. It's a great risk versus reward overall. GCI, simple support play. Not much more to talk about. I love what I see. Next is NTR, Nutrien Ltd Com. The only really bullish setup so far that has good hits. 1, 2, 3, and now hopefully 4 here. I bring that up because, again, any one of you idiots, any one of me idiots, Can draw a trend line from A to B. It's not hard, but A, B, C, D, E is much better and consistent. And we can see the resistance trend line follows as well with almost 6 solid hits here, right? A great looking old resistance right there becomes a support. And again, you may be a little bit higher, maybe 66.20, 66.30 is better. But an old resistance becoming a new support. Lower highs, which I don't love, but again, that does lead to some form of consolidation. I would just use this right there as a place not to get greedy. If you get a good move tomorrow, like a gigantic rocket, don't get greedy towards $74 here. But overall, great trend up, great support, resistance. Those look very, very strong, but that's really good for us when it comes to our profit taking and our planning. But a great looking trend line up with a nice support overall. I love what I see. Hopefully it hits $69 for the lulls in general. Let's check the indicators here. A 200 cross is fine. A 10 cross is fine. It comes down to what you like. The 10 crosses look really good. Whoop, all the way up. Whoop, all the way up. 200 crosses also work very well. It comes down to what you like, but we also have value. The value that's shown, because again, RSI is around 40. Stochastic is low. It has not turned around yet. Once that blue crosses the red, you'll have that confirmation. No divergence, that's fine, but negative 50 is a good value. Bulls are low, bears are high. NTR for a bullish setup that has higher highs and higher lows is at a good value. If you're bullish on the market, I would definitely check it out. I love what I see. For this week, NTR, watchlist it. It looks really good. Next is PARR, P-A-R-R. I called a short on it right over here. Took about, 8, 9, or 10 days, but then it dropped about 25%. You are welcome for that. And now we want to go long once again. Again, you can make money on both sides of the market. Bullish, bears, sell-offs, rockets. It just comes on you having good planning and good execution. Under 1310's best. Again, that gives you a risk of like 3 or 4%. Up here, it's a bit high, but look at the reversal times. This is what veterans do. If you're amateurs. It takes 12 days usually. This here took 10 days. This here took 6 days. We are in day of crossing the volume profile line, day 1. PAR could be here for the next week or 2 weeks easy. So rushing in here makes very little sense. If tomorrow it takes off like a rocket, sure, you may have missed it, but again, when it comes to risk management, I myself in this market would not be risking 6 and easily closer to 8% for this kind of move. Sure, you could see a 1-to-1 off the resistance. That's not enough given the other plays. Sure is closer to 3-to-1 for a full move, even 4-to-1 for a full move to the volume profile. But again, I don't like that risk versus reward. We'll see there's a momentum play here, but overall, very easy support play. POC is gravitational. It's pretty idiot-proof when it comes to entries and exits, really. When it comes to our indicators, if we do kind of consolidate sideways and we do get below 1310, easy value purchase down here, for sure. If you want to wait for a 10 crossover, you can. It looks good. It does it pretty well whenever it crosses it. It looks pretty good across the board. My only issue being the risk versus reward then gets kind of muddy. So let's just say tomorrow, hypothetically, let's just say tomorrow you go, oh snap, like this, and you cross over it. Let's say the 10 line does this, which it would probably do something like that. Well, now you get the risk easily got still risk 4 or 5%, and now your reward is probably closer to about 5% to hit the resistance. Not great here, but it's still fine value. RSI is still low. Stochastic is a obvious bullish divergence that formed. Lower low, higher low when the blue crossed the red. Again, it's faint, but it's there. And then bulls are low, bears are high. I also have faith PAR can make a huge move. It has consistently for almost, a year straight now. I don't know why it would stop now. But again, with risk versus reward in this market, it can get real choppy. It can get real twisted. I would be very cautious and just use your indicators, or a shorter time frame works fine too. PAR, I love what I see. I definitely watchlist it. Lastly is TGB, Tasco Mines, a great wedge. Again, 1, 2, close to 3, and then 4. But again, 2 good hits, and then the resistance, 1, 2, 3, 4 solid hits. Supports here, of course, I think a better support, if we're going off of that, is definitely closer to about 158. But that's not really the play here, is it? Because this also is a very good support, was a good resistance, not being a support. This is also fine. It's showing some life. You got to risk an easy 3, maybe 4% here. But again, just to hit resistance is a little more than 1-to-1. Hitting the POC is 2-to-1, and a full move is close to almost 5-to-1. It's a great wedge. Wedges break out up or down. If tomorrow, wrong button, hi. If tomorrow TGB does break down, easy short if it breaks below 179. If we lose that tomorrow, can easily see a good short of 500-600% pretty quickly as well. Keep an eye on that. But overall, a really good looking wedge. I want to see it break up eventually. When it comes to our indicators, 10 crosses look really good. You cross the 10, it does magic. So again, tomorrow goes up 1.5%. Play off of that, great. Make sure to take profits, probably close to the 50 EMA line. If so, it seems to be a better resistance and support. So be cautious of that. We do have value though. 41's good. Stochastic, it's making another bullish. Oh wait, it's close. That's a flat bottom, 100% flat bottom. And this is a higher low. So that's another small bullish divergence, nothing to write home about. It also did have a bearish divergence, that's why it broke down. See that? That's why the last move broke down. But here a nice bullish divergence is forming. Bulls and bears are tied. It's a little bit more confusing for a beginner trader. I think if it's me, I'm waiting for the crossover, waiting for that 171 or that 179, 180 spot to break for a short. But overall, TGB, a great pick. I love what I see. I'll definitely watch list it. There you guys have it. I appreciate y'all being here. Have a good rest of your guys' night. We'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode. Thank you so much. Let's get this bread, baby. We all gonna make it. Let's go.